Imagine you're about to make a decision that seems completely obvious. You've thought about it. You've considered the options. And when someone asks why you're choosing it, you have an answer ready. But what if the explanation you give isn't the whole story? What if several people, expectations, and pressures have been shaping the decision long before you became aware of them? That's the strange thing about influence. The strongest influence doesn't always feel like pressure. Sometimes it feels like common sense. Sometimes it sounds like advice. And sometimes it sounds exactly like your own voice. In a classic conformity experiment, Solomon Asch showed how a group could make an obvious answer harder to trust. And that raises a bigger question. What happens when the decision actually matters? Money, relationships, status, security, belonging. In the previous episode, we learned to name repeated patterns instead of turning them into identity. Imagine someone who keeps saying yes when they actually want to say no. We might call that reassurance seeking, choosing immediate approval even when it costs them something later. But naming the pattern still leaves something unanswered. What keeps it alive? Their manager may expect them to be available. Their family may praise them for always helping. After years of being rewarded for being dependable, saying no may begin to feel less like a boundary and more like a threat to the person they've learned to be. The pattern isn't operating alone. It's being reinforced. Instead of asking, "Why can't I say no?" ask, "What keeps making yes feel easier?" That question takes you beyond the behavior and into the environment around it. This is where the power map comes in. A power map is a simple tool for making the forces surrounding a decision visible. Put yourself in the center. Then map 4 things. People. Who has influence over this choice? Environment. What surroundings make one response easier or harder? Systems. What routines, technology, money, work structures, or other systems shape the options available? Pressure. What fear, approval, dependency, expectation, or consequence affects what you choose? Don't judge them yet. Just make them visible. Imagine you're offered a promotion. Your manager represents authority. Your family represents security. Your finances make the higher salary difficult to ignore. And then there's something harder to see. The identity you've built around being ambitious and successful. Now the decision isn't coming from one direction. It's coming through a network. You haven't changed the answer. You've changed what you can see. And influence isn't automatically manipulation. People influence us because we trust them, depend on them, learn from them, or care about their approval. Manipulation is different. It becomes more concerning when influence relies on pressure, deception, fear, guilt, or dependency to steer your choice without you fully recognizing how. The first step isn't deciding whether an influence is good or bad. It's noticing that it exists. Because you cannot evaluate an influence you mistake for your own preference. Try this with one decision tomorrow. Someone asks for your time when you're already exhausted, before automatically saying yes. Pause and map the pressure. Is it fear of disappointing them? A need for approval? Financial dependence? Workplace expectations? Habit? Or the belief that a good person should always be available? Then ask, how is this influence reaching me? And what happens if I don't follow it? You don't have to fight or reject the influence. Just identify it, then ask, would I still make this choice if nobody knew what I chose? You might still choose exactly the same thing. That's fine. Awareness isn't about removing every influence from your life. It's about seeing what is shaping you and deciding what you actually want to keep. Because once those forces become visible, you have something you didn't have before: a moment of choice. Sometimes, that small distance between influence and action is where your real choice begins. Today wasn't about becoming suspicious of everyone around you. It was about understanding that your behavior has an environment, and your decisions have influences behind them. Before you can defend yourself from manipulation, you need to recognize where the influence is coming from. First, we observed the pattern. Then, we named it. Now we map what keeps influencing it. Next time, we'll bring the awareness phase together and turn everything you've learned into something personal. A statement about what you now refuse to ignore. If you'd like to keep decoding the invisible forces behind everyday behavior, subscribe and continue with the Awareness Series. Most people go through life being read. The decoded mind. Out.